Welcome back to the channel. Today, shop update number 16. The sun is out. There's lots of great projects in the shop, so let's walk around and check them all out. Travis's Chevelle, just kind of basking in the sun right now. The stance is really close to where it's going to be. Not a whole lot going on with this car still. We're waiting on some things and just a little bit on hold right now, but that's all right. Good to see it outside. I saw it outside and I sent a picture to Travis because I'm just excited about it and it's looking good. A Mike 65 Vet in here that we're putting some of our pull style door handles on. This is a build we did 6-7 years ago. Stay tuned, we'll definitely be doing a full build breakdown on that. Also, just like general shop stuff, we've been reorganizing. So we're doing all these different things that will help prepare us for the new location. A little quick update on that. We kind of had to go backwards, unfortunately. Long story short, one of the products for the drainage was unavailable. So we had to step way back, but we're just about ready to be back on track to start breaking ground. So I look forward to updating you guys as that process continues forward. But nonetheless, everything we can do right now to prepare for that move, better organized in general. But if we can pick it up with a forklift, put it on a trailer and move it to the new shop, it's gonna make the end of this year much smoother for us. And then we got Mike's Firebird as well. This was a great project, kind of brief overview. QA1 suspension front to back, 5-speed, 427 LS, Holley Terminator, new wiring and everything. Super awesome driver style build. That's definitely gonna get used. We've also got Randy's Charger is here. It's back. It was pretty much just sitting after SEMA at Randy's house. We really have inclement weather to go out and drive and shake this thing down, and that's really what's left to bring this thing home. We did take it out to the Portland Roadster Show, got an awesome award, Best Muscle Car, which was one of like the top 3 awards they had there. So really great time and a great response from everybody there. Yeah, Brian built some stone guards that just some tidying up that didn't get done as we were in this rush to go to SEMA. Next week, once we get some things put back together, we'll be out driving it. So I definitely look forward to showing more of this car out on the road, being used. Yeah, so we can hear it and feel how hard it pushes you in your seat. We've also got one of our favorite big projects right now is this Mike's 36 Roadster up on jack stands. If you saw, maybe last time you saw it, it was up on the frame table. So we've got the body secured and basically squared up on the chassis. So now we're working through some other things. Floors going in, the firewall is getting finalized and fabricated. Cody's been working on this quite a bit lately. We've been doing a build series on this project, so for a more in-depth look at that, you can check that out. Pretty awesome project. Been making good progress on it lately. It's good to see working kind of past that initial big mock-up stage in the beginning and starting to get to a point where we're actually nailing some things down and motor tranny is located, the floor is going in and getting located, which is the seat and so on, and how all this stuff ties together. So it's good. The body and paint guys have been working hard on Shane's truck lately. It's a crew cab, 77 crew cab Ford truck that had been wrecked at one point. There was quite a bit of damage to it on the roof, a lot of modifications like to the inner fenders. So a lot of body work involved basically. So it's been quite the process, but we are nearing paint on a lot of this stuff. So these are the inner fenders. They'd been changed for some of the suspension changes that Shane and his guys made. We got an airbox that Cody built from scratch. This has got a Cummins in it. Pretty cool, radical truck overall. Look forward to seeing this thing through. We are gonna be finishing the truck after it's painted and putting the wiring back together and so on. I know Shane just ordered the upholstery from Fat Fender Garage, which is the same thing that we did in Mike's Ford truck, if you remember that one. But it's actually here, so you'll get a little reminder. But yeah, it's just the paint process is long and it's very challenging. So what you're seeing now with the cab is the whole cab is in final prime, including the inside, because on these trucks, a lot of the interior is exposed, which just adds more work, of course. All this stuff is in final prime and sanded. We're gonna go ahead and paint the whole inside of the cab before all this stuff is final sanded, just in case any overspray gets on it. We're not working backwards. So we'll paint the whole inside of the cab and then seal it off at all the openings, so that's done. We're not gonna cut and buff any of that. It's just gonna be right off the gun and clean. And then we'll go through and sand the whole exterior, do some mock-up of the panels to ensure color match, and work our way into paint and so on. So after the cab's painted, it'll be able to go on to the chassis. We made it up with the bed that we painted a while back and start to make its way through the assembly process. So we're already thinking now, timeline-wise, what part do we need to paint first so that basically the next guy, the next group of assembly people can start to put this thing together, maybe while other parts are being painted and finished at the same time. So just shop flow. It's a big thing in any shop. It's a very big thing for us because of space and this small spot. and how we have to work through that. But I also think it's kind of trained us to be more effective in how we plan things. So in the booth, we've got same thing, a couple more panels that are just going into final prime. So the prime just before this has all been block sanded out. We'll go through and like make little touch-ups here and there, and we'll do one more prime over that and a wet sand, and these things will be ready to go into paint. So the hood gets hung, prime top side and underside where there's been some rust repair that's been done, and some other body work. It's all looking good. It's coming together. And then we've also got Dave's 66 Corvette. Dave has been consuming a lot of our time lately on his Peterbilt projects, which we've made a couple videos and posts about those. We made the deadline basically. He's had to do like a big show in Texas. So Derek and I spent last Friday putting this thing together, which was awesome. In the meantime, stuff's been happening on his Corvette. Cody got through most of the modifications of the firewall, basically smoothing a lot of that out so that we can have a good mounting point for the inner fenders that are gonna come into it. You can see the whole cantilever brake booster system that Brian built. It's gonna hide all of that kind of stuff, as well as making like some repairs that had been done from damage that had happened over the years. At the same time, Derek's been working on doing some modifications to the side of the car. We're gonna be doing custom side pipes and custom side vents on the car, which is gonna be a really cool process that we'll go through where, you know, the part's modeled, and then we'll send it out to a company in Seattle that will take that model, they'll cut out a foam mold, and then they'll make a part, basically make a plug out of foam and then lay the fiberglass over the top of that and send it back to us. That's just a more effective process that they can use some automation and their fiberglass experience to create a part that we will then graft into the body. So definitely want to share more of that process and how that all turns out as we go through it. But we had some guys, Jared and his guys, come out and 3D scan the whole side of this car. So Derek's right now that the scan is done, he's got that model in his computer and we can work through some of that shape. And we're doing something similar to the hood as well. This is the basic shape from the rendering that we're gonna be adding into the hood and using that similar shape on the side of the car. What we did is Derek basically flattened the CAD model out, and we had SendCut cut it out of sheet metal. And what this does is it gives us a really good visual reference to see how the proportions of this shape, length, width, height, look on the car in real life. So we can essentially cut portions of the hood out or set it up there and just give us some direction so that we can have a conversation in a meeting with Dave to make sure we're all kind of in alignment on how we're thinking this is going to look. We can also, you know, take this height and fit it to things because we need to be conscious of how does the hood clear the core support when it's closed and all these other elements that play into this modification. So this was a really cool, in many ways, a simple way for us to create a real life version of what we're trying to do. And then in the back, we've got, I don't know, I'm gonna say everybody's favorite truck because it always seems to get a lot of attention, but Mike's 70 Ford 250 two-wheel drive. Everything really on the truck has gone great. They loved it, but we were still left with the twin I-beam front suspension. So if you remember anything about this project, we kind of tiptoed into it. It was gonna be more like a Survivor kind of style with a Coyote, and then it got painted, and then it got leather interior, then it got air conditioning, and now everything but the suspension kind of was brought up to speed, if you will. So the twin I-beams kind of inherently, you can only take them so far, drivability wise. So it took us a while. I did a decent amount of research, asking around, trying to figure out, is there anything we can do with the stock chassis? Because it's a finished truck now. And so I'm sure we could tear it all back apart, but it just kind of seems like we're going backwards. Is there anything else that can be done? I ended up reaching out to Kinser Chassis, which is the same chassis that's under Carlos Bronco. And they actually made a 4-wheel drive conversion for this truck that uses like this 3-link style to a solid axle with an upgraded gear. It's like a modern Ford gear, or Dodge, I can't remember now. And they said they can do it in a 2-wheel drive configuration. So this is like a military or mail truck or whatever that would use like this style front end. And they could have it custom built with the right, you know, like a dead axle they call it, but with the right, you know, width. We were even able to retain the same Wilwood disc brakes that we were using because they designed the brackets for that. But you get the modern rigidity and quality of the knuckles on the end, or the uprights being, you know, dual ball joints and all these other things. So it's basically like a 4-wheel drive conversion that you put a straight axle and a 2-wheel drive in. So it's gonna give us much better steering stability. It's gonna tighten up the whole front end. It's got a panhard bar, the 3-link. It's gonna work really well. So I'm excited to see how that goes. So Brian's been deep in on cutting some parts out that have to be cut out. We gotta add in these coil buckets and a shock mount There's a cross member that goes right across where the steering gear mounts, which just gives some more frame rigidity. It's basically boxed all the way from the steering gear back to the suspension mounts for the links, and all that stuff is located off of like factory rivets and everything. So it's a really comprehensive kit. We are changing how it's done a little bit because the way they intend you to do it is like the whole front end's off the car, the motor's out of the car, you're cutting the main cross member out and all that. But since a lot of that's already been done, we're kind of working around and doing things a little bit different and changing a couple things that allows us to leave the motor and tranny in frame and do everything just underneath. So really anxious to see how this goes. Super high quality parts, and I know we've been really happy with Carl's Bronco. So nonetheless, this will be a great upgrade for this truck and hopefully make them feel a little more comfortable driving it on the freeway. And that's really where the twin I-beam started to lag, was this thing, it would just wander too much. There's just not enough stiffness in the suspension and consistency in it to be super comfortable. But you can see just how beefy all this stuff is. Pretty nice stuff, all powder coated, just ready to go. This is definitely a little bit more of an involved project. When we did the front cross member, the Detroit Speed stuff in the C10, in Ken's C10 truck, that was a little bit more like a lot of the suspension points were built into one part basically. So we're more or less just locating that part that holds all the suspension in the chassis, where this is locating the steering in one area, the axle, the 3-link mounts, the shock mounts, all these different parts that are tied together by the frame. So that adds just a level of complexity, and you have to be able to foresee where it's gonna go and so on. Yeah, look forward to seeing all this come together. It'll be good. It'll be really good. This has been such an awesome truck and project that I'm excited to make a little upgrade to it. And you know, frankly, that's not uncommon. You know, you start one direction on a project, it moves a different direction than what you initially intended, and then you have to adjust and make changes. I honestly like it when we see cars back in that we built, like Holmes's Corvette, the 65 Corvette out there. We haven't seen that car in years. If I honestly would say we haven't gotten better in the last 7 years, or things haven't changed in the last 7 years, then I think we're not doing anything. So of course we have things to change and tweak. But we found this works better than that. So it's fun to have people that are so involved in the cars and understand how they feel and all those little things about them, that we can have a chance to make upgrades and they can enjoy them again and kind of relive that initial excitement a little bit. Yeah, fun truck. Brian's been doing a good job. Doesn't this look like an army lined up of line clamps? The arsenal of line clamps. This thing was full, but Derek's been doing a huge restock. Line clamps have been doing really well lately, so we're doing a bigger restock this time so the store can stay in stock longer on a couple of things. We've got a bunch of line clamps out at anodizing right now, so that's been really good. Some coil stuff, coil cover stuff going. We're gonna get ready for another run of door handles as well, the pull style door handles. I know we have a couple of those that are out of stock, so that's all in the works as well. Yeah, and all these products and everything, of course, are available at sandersstreetrods.com. We manufacture, design, do all that stuff in-house based on what we're seeing in the cars that we're building. So the build side of the shop is the bigger area. That's the knowledge and experience that we're using to design everything that is then and now manufactured here. This area is growing and it's great, and that's thanks to you guys that are supporting us and buying our products and giving us good feedback. I feel like we're getting to a point where our social media efforts are reaching more people and you guys are seeing the value in our product and it's getting out there, and maybe a little word of mouth. So we really work hard to maintain that reputation that we've built doing all the car stuff and expand it to a broader audience. And it's been a lot of fun. So a lot of good people in the background that make that come together, and look forward to the future. We'll definitely be doing more pull style door handle models coming up. We've had a lot of requests for some of the earlier Chevelles and the Camaros and Mustangs and everything. So we're gonna keep working through and adding to that line that's been doing really well. So appreciate that. Thanks for watching the shop update number 16. I can hardly believe it. We've been doing this for over a year now, so I really appreciate it. If you like the video, like it. If you have a question, ask it. Check out our website for all of our products and follow along on all of our channels. So we do Instagram posts, TikTok, all this kind of stuff on more shorter form type of stuff, and then get into the long form for these types of videos. So thank you.